Men, calling great lover men, you who are already on the frontiers of ecstatic feminine loverness. Why would you need a course to pleasure the feminine when you're already such a great lover, when you're already such an extraordinary man that you would even be considering more education on the topic? It's a good question because I know that you already feel confident and you've already seen your lover woman in great pleasure and you're like, she's fine. Why should she need more? But you might be noticing these little fights coming in, these little distances happening, and the surrender of her not being as full on as you'd hoped, and the orgasmic experience that she's having seem limited compared to what you know she's capable of. And you're like, wait a second, I'm doing everything right, and I'm a really passionate guy, and I know this, and how could a guy like me be having any need for more when I'm giving my all, you know? There's just this deficit going on in the planet. See, it's a bigger story where the feminine is not being, we're not in our element. Right now, women in the planet, we're living like fish on land. We're not in our water. Whereas you men are living all day long in your masculine water. And you're like, what are you talking about? I don't like my job. I have troubles. Okay, yeah, there's lots of things to tweak the whole situation. But basically, for the masculine, the way that things are linear and that the calendar and the work week is set up, and the things being about efficiency and success and power and money, and it's all good for the masculine. It's all basically within the domain of how he likes to function. But it has nothing to do with how the feminine flows. And the women to be living an entire life on land without being in our waters, it wears on us so deeply. And if there's a man in our life who's aware of this and can help us enter our waters, can even help provide water, the shimmering, ecstatic flow state that the woman needs to be in to really surrender with you. If you're noticing that your sexual appetite for each other is waning, there are reasons for this that are all about the lack of pleasuring the feminine on the deeper levels, heart, body, and soul. And what I have is a program that will give you all those missing pieces, those 88 ways to pleasure the feminine that are, they're ancient, they've always been there, and we've lost this information that we all used to know and we all need to know. And so the Divine Feminine Passion course that I hope you'll join me on is it's pretty much an ecstatic journey, because what you're going to be doing is just pleasuring her more and more and more the more you learn from me. And this is going to open in you more of your masculine power, more of your masculine energy, but also your own inner feminine. Feeding her feminine ends up opening your feminine depths of your wholeness. So believe me, even though you're already great lover and a great husband partner, what's going on in the relationship is not going to be solvable without putting back in the huge missing piece of the feminine's magic palace, of the pussy palace pleasure sacred journey. It's a journey that is so exciting and so empowering and so amazing that you'll be like, within the first couple of courses, you're just going to be like, that's enough. But if you keep going, you're going to be like, there's more to her pleasure, there's more. The feminine is multi-orgasmic, as we know, and her multi-dimensions of pleasure, though, do not come from the mechanics of your great antics. They don't come from how hard your cock is, or even if it's hard at all. The feminine's deep pleasure is a combination of all of these elements of you, the masculine, coming together to meet each of her chakras. So that's why we're going to take a journey through the 8 chakras. And I know they say there's 7, but the 8th is the feminine flow state, flow synergy chakra, that connects them all. And in this journey, you won't have to worry anymore about those fights, about the power struggle, about her closing up, about your lack of polarity with each other, because you will get the toolkit, the keys that fixes the machine of woman's ecstatic being. We're not as complicated as you think, even though every woman's different, and every woman's different every time, and it seems impossible. What I have for you are things that are basically universal to all women, and the feminine within the heart of life. So you're going to get these tools that you could use with any woman, actually, and you can use to understand the feminine in general, not just with your lover, but with your children and your mother and your sisters. And once you get this a handle on the totality of woman's fulfillment, it's going to be so much easier than you think, because you're like, Eve, it's a bottomless pit. They always want more, and then they want the next thing, and then they if I give her more and she gets craving, then I'm going to be overwhelmed. I won't be able to meet her need. I'll just keep her a little hungry and not satisfied, so that I won't have to be, in this realm that I'll never succeed in. But it's so not true, because as soon as you start doing these simple things, you can redo them. They always work. And as soon as you get the understanding of how many there are to play with, and the understanding of how to know which game, which of the 88 ways is being called for, you're being like, okay, boom, boom, boom. She's happy. And when mama's happy, we know everybody's happy. It's a really true thing. Everybody's happy. Everybody's fed. The kids are happy. That flow is happening. You're well satisfied. So your worry is, Eve, if I focus all on her, what's about it? What's in it for me? What about my? Well, you're already losing out already. She's already waning, because and you used to get a lot more. You're like, what happened? Why isn't she putting out? Like, and you're trying like sexual innuendos and all these things, and it's just like she's closing up, perhaps. Or drifting off, or showing signs of just spacing out. Why? Well, that's why I want you to take this journey, because there's real reasons that have to do with the lack of the support of the feminine in every aspect of our world right now. And they have to do with the fact that we are living in a masculine world where the great gifts of the masculine have come to fruition with technology and mechanics and such. But the feminine in this process has completely been left behind. And the feminine is the one who, for thousands of years without technology, got us through. For thousands of years without these roofs over our head, without cars, without these easy ways to get food. It's the feminine heart of life that kept us going for thousands of years. So you take her out of the equation, now we have the planet on the brink of disaster and climate catastrophe, basically because we left the feminine a long time ago, maybe a couple thousand years ago. And for millennia, she was at the heart of life. So by getting back to her, bringing her back to the heart and the center of your life, it's just natural that balance starts to happen. It's just natural that she starts to open up to you. And so it means bringing you back to some ancient traditional truths that are natural to you, actually. Once you get a hold of this, what I'm talking about, you're going to be like, wow, I'm so grateful. Because my inner masculine knew this all along, and I knew what I needed to be doing, and now I've got the blueprint. So join me, okay? I hope you men will understand that if you gift this to your woman and you pay for it, you're actually setting up the energy of how this all is going to be working, which is you pleasuring the feminine. And if you can, I would recommend you pay for it, although you can, of course, go Dutch on that, that's fine. But you're going to provide a new kind of container for her flow, okay? And she will never forget this. She will be so eternally grateful. And if you've paid for it on top of that, she's just going to be like, this man is the greatest man I could have ever met. That's how confident I am in this program. So join me, okay? We're starting out October 22nd. We'll go for 8 to 16 weeks, depending on how long it takes me to give you the 88 ways. And but it's just one price. And if you sign up before October 15th, wow, then you can gift the program forward to some couple that you love who can be taking it with you as a gift from your abundant family. All right. You can talk to me personally. Email me at lovelifewitheve@gmail.com and call me 413-625-8275. Okay, here we go. Oh, I can't wait to see what happens for all of you. So exciting.